Welcome back. So in the last tutorial, we look at how we set up our database. So today's video, we are going to integrating the database, our application. But in order to do this, all of this will be done in the EMD folder. Then you go to the API. Then you go to the main.go. So if you go to the main.go, we are going to make some connect something over here. And for that, we are going to have to be call it because having some deep settings in our config that is going to extract. So for extract, this is what is going to be. You first of all what we define in our and in the extract we are going to have our DXN which is going to be the connection string, and that is going to be a string that I've already said. So if you make that setup, get it connect to our database. So I'll just say flag dot you use a flag in which it may be when you go to the server and we are trying to run it to be able to access the end. You can use the connection string. You won't be hard coding everything, in which you can set an environment variable or something and you while running the app from the terminal. You use the environment variable to give the connection string that you want it to be. That is what is going to have. So we use this flag that we get earlier on. I'll use flag dot string variable and we will let it be in our config for D. You can see I am having EFG config. If you are following from the last table and we go to DB then .dxn target. Let me remove this bracket from here. Don't need it. Open. Let me remove the bracket. Move this one. And the next one to have is the name of it. So I will just say DXN or let me say DB-DXN like that. And its value is going to be our connection string and that is going to be a Postgres, and I'll have this column slash then the username of your addiction and the username that I'm having it became Postgres. Okay, so post is post, not post. So Postgres, then here the column you provide your password. So my password that I get in there. And then after this you get your local host and the database that you want. For the database is so over here it's not class at, and then here is going to be the class and the database and we set it to chart like this one, and the name that we want to give it to this one. Let me move it up, and the name we want to give it to this one is, you call it PostgreSQL DXN like this one. I'll give a space for that to be readable. So I've already set the flag.path. So from here we are going to create a function, and this function will be in this main. So just call it function and call it OpenDB. The OpenDB will accept the config file. Go check a config, and then you call it, let me call it EFG, and that is going to be the config track. And it's going to return two things. That is a pointer to SQL dot db dot connection dot connection dot connection, and the next one is going to be error by there. And now we have this one. So the first thing we are going to do is, so here what we are going to do over here is we are going to have it to be db, not the connection. We will return the db but not the connection, and we will use this SQL dot open function, but then we'll open, and it accepts to that is the driver name, and the driver that we are going to use is Postgres. And to get this Postgres, let me do it before I forget. To get this Postgres, we are in this. What we are going to do is to type. Let me use the terminal from here, and let me enlarge my screen for you to see it clearly. You can see, okay. Well, I'm in this one. So what I can do is I will just go get, and here it is from github.com slash lib slash you, like this one. You just press enter. Going to install everything. So you can see that it have downloaded and also installed our this thing. So if you come to the go.mo and see the Postgres here, you have not used that is why I said to direct it. That using it is going to be direct. So you have this, and now we are going to have this to the EFT dot db.dx, and that is our connection thing that we have already set it here. So we don't need to pass anything there again. So in there, if you look at this one, it returns two things, that is the db and also the error. So we will check for, you will accept it. So I will just get db and error, which is equal to this, and we check if the error is not equal to nil. If the error is not equal to nil, oh, already this one is exclamation and equal to. Then what we are going to do is we are going to return nil for the DB connection, and then return the error over here. So it's returning the DB SQL.db and also the error. So if there is any error, then the SQL is nothing, and I'm not going to do any connection over there. Or another one, we will use the DB dot we will use some context. Okay, we will have context, and also we will have cancel over here. These are two variables that is going to set to context dot. So the context need to be ported, and we will use this to have a background context dot background, and I think that have two variable something or what. I'm looking for a specific function. So context with timeout. That is what I want, with timeout, and I kept the context, or that is going to be context dot background, and the next one set it to be 5 seconds, so that is going to be time dot second. So let me import the time. Already imported. Look at here, have the time being imported over there. For the next one, I will defer the cancel, and after that I will check for error. Now the error is going to be equal to db dot ping context, and we'll pass the context, and when you check this one, it returns only error. So check if the error here equal to, it's not equal to nil, sorry, not equal to nil, then I'm going to return nil for the db and the error over there. So if nothing happens, then the db is right to go. So I'll return the db here and return error over there. So that is what we are going to do for our. I'll save it here, and now I'll go to the top over here, and after the logger, I will call the DB. So the DB bring two things. So I'll have the, and after the DB I'll have error, and this is going to be equal to, have this to be equal to, and I'll call the open function and pass the TFG it. When I pass the TFG, having it, so I will just check and get the DB dot. I'll close the connection like this. And now, before I close it, I'll check if the error is not equal to nil. If it's not equal to nil, then means there is an error. So I will just write I will have data to be equal to, and I'll have the map of string, and also a string that is going to be message, or I'll just say error, and I'm going to have it equal to unable to connect to database right there. And this data, I will use the API, and this API hold on. So if I can use this API, I need to, I need to move this API to the top here. Need to move this to the top here and use this to write JSON, and it's going to have the and the status code for the writer, and the status code, that is http dot status add request conflict continue. I'll use forbidden. So I'll use forbidden status. And now I'll have the data in the oh okay. I'll do it like this. So and the header is going to be nil for here. And what I'll do over here, I'll just return. I'll just return from here. Can do this. So we have undefined record. I'll just http dot response writer. This is not going to pack in it, so I will just use fmt dot print line, and what I'm going to print is the data. For fmt can print anything. I'm going to just print the data to the phone. I'm not going to return this, and I'll return so that this thing will not connect at all. And if it didn't enrich this portion, mean that the connection is done, so I can use fmt dot print line, and I'll just say connected to the database, but connected to the database. And over here too, I'll print the error to attach it. Oh, I'll give a space and print the error to further. So I can give this. And now there is one more thing that we do. We need to come here and import that one and import it with an alias of this one. So it is going to be github.com/lib/eq for the database listing that we store. Put it over here. Right there. Let's wait. Okay. Or we can save it, and now let's try to run our server. So if this one is not important, then let me remove this and bring it to the down. Okay. So we'll go and run our server. So go run and ./emd/api. And there is a changing that we are coming to make definitely for this thing. So it's able to connect to the database, but maybe sometime it will write a certain error. So it didn't get any error. When you get any error that SSL certificate is unable or something like that, what you need to do is come to the connection, and after this chat, you need to bring this and get the SSL equal to the table. Go to this one. So let me mistakenly change something like database so that it won't get it. And now let me close the server. And rerun everything again. And you can just gain that error unable to connect to database, or database does not exist. So if I change it back, it means that it's able to use our connection and everything. I'll change it back to what it was, and now run the server again. So if you get any error that what you need to do to just SSL mode keyboard, then will work. Or they get the connection is, and now our API can run. So this is all for this tutorial. The next one, we are going to see how we are going to get the user information and store it in the database. which we are going to run a lot of check. Here we are building a security testing for secure app. So we are tackling hard point setting it. That's why I'm making the video a long a bit. That's it. Basically, we rare things that go on app development, not just what you see on the online always. I was just trying to let you that software development is just like that. Lot of things go on in the background. That's why I've taken my time to today. So if you can find it more appreciate what you can do is to just smack the like button, also subscribe and turn on the notification so that anytime I drop a new web, get it as so thank you for watching and all it. Bye bye.